Mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. Ayo, God. You give me breath. You keep me fresh. So check my mic. Check my life. Check my sight. You get me right. Make me new. That's what you do. And you're my truth. Ayo, this your girl Synovia on the ones and twos. And Dava, I ain't nothing without you. Yes, I am so excited today. You can't imagine how excited I am to actually be carrying out doing my first podcast. And today's topic is fear. So, without further ado, let's jump right in. The acronym for fear is false evidence appearing real. And for many of you out there, you too have experienced fear, or you are experiencing it now, or you will experience it sometime in the future. Jumping right in, I cannot tell you how important this topic is to me. Fear. I know fear. There were things that I was called to do that out of fear, I did not do it. And what fear felt like for me was my stomach being knotted, not like butterflies, not like nervous, like you're nervous because you're going on stage, or you're nervous because you're going on a first date, or you're nervous because you have a crush on somebody and they walk past in the hallway, because nervousness usually goes away. Fear will cripple you that you don't actually carry out what you're supposed to do. So my stomach knotting was one way. My chest racing. You know, when you run, your chest is supposed to go faster, like beat faster. That's automatic. But sort of like in the scary movies where you would see that person running and they're panting and the music changes. So you're not only is your stomach knotted, you know that something is associated with that doing the thing that you're supposed to do. Now your chest is racing. You feel doom. You feel dread. That doom and dread is like doom, doom, doom. Not just like the movie Jaws, but like in scary movies where you're turning that corner, and before you turn that corner, because you don't know what's going to happen, you feel that heaviness in your body, and you feel it all over, that you feel it, that you almost don't want to go to that place. The doom and the dread takes over, and it stunts you it keeps you back. What does fear sound like? For me, fear sound like me saying to myself, you better not do that because you know what's going to happen. Or people saying things to you or to myself, like, girl, you better not do that. Or, girl, you better watch out. Or you probably heard somebody say to you, boy, you bet not. Or that's not a good look for you. Somebody will project their fear or instill their fears in you. And parents are good for doing that too as well. In addition to that, I would say that I was okay with being in the background. I realized I was okay hiding out in the back. That way nobody could blame me for anything. Nobody could say it was my fault. Nobody could put everything on me because I wouldn't be seen. Like, you would see me, you hear me a little bit, but then I'm out. And that's what fear wants to do, because when you're called to do something, it needs you to move from the back to the front. So I had become okay with being in the background. Also, fear felt for me like a punishment, because fear punishes you. If you speak out, if you say something, if you do this, it's not a reward in it. It's a punishment for you. So we're going to do this to you. Or you're reminded through the thoughts associated with carrying out that thing. So now you know that there's a punishment for it, so you back away, you shy away from carrying out what you're supposed to do. In addition to that, I know fear because of the demonic attacks. And for those of you who are not familiar with demonic attacks, you can go online, social media, preferably YouTube, where you can get some lengthy videos or some shorts that would address what demonic attacks are. And again, you can also go online, or if you are churchgoer, or affiliated with a church or a pastor, you could reach out for further help. So the demonic attacks, things happening when I went to sleep that would cause me to wake up and be like, oh my gosh. Or I would wake up looking around the room like, wake up in a panic, like, oh my gosh. That fear would take over, and it would cause me not to want to do something, or to, you would then sleep with the lights on. So that was how I became acquainted with fear. And a lot of people with the month of October, Halloween, this is a scare tactic to get the ugliest costume. It's a scare tactic to say, I am the most ugliest, or use foul words or foul language to be ugly in terms of your persona that you're portraying. Or stores, when they're advertising, or the advertisement for Halloween is always something that's dreadful or scary, because that's a tactic to get you to buy into fear for those of you that celebrate it. Moving right along, I realized I was afraid because of my dreams. And I'm talking about the dreams when you go to sleep. There were things happening in my dreams that would make me say, why was that happening? Like, why was that in the dream? I didn't go to sleep thinking about it. I didn't watch a scary movie, but certain things happening within the dreams to make me afraid, because then I would wake up, and throughout the day, not knowing what to do with the dream, throughout the day, I would embody what was, introduced to me in the sleep realm or in the spirit realm. Also, passing of time. As time passed, I began to wonder, well, why didn't that happen for me? And why didn't I do that? I just heard someone else did this, or you hear it, or you see it on the news, you see it online, you hear another influencer doing the very thing that you had the ideal for years ago, or perhaps for you just recently. So wondering about my life caused me to look back over and see that I was afraid. Also, social media messages. There were certain things popping up in my feed. Just as I am doing this earlier, a few minutes earlier, I say a couple hours earlier, there was a social media influencer by the name of Latoya Okia. I don't know if I pronounced her name correctly. And her message was about the quiet one, your quiet season being over. And I was getting ready to record this podcast. And that, again, it hit home because those are the things I'm talking about. She mentioned about those of you who've been quiet in the back because you were afraid. It's now time for you to move out of that season. So that's an example for me of how social media messages pop up and speak to you. Also, God using people, others to speak to you. The social media message, I'm going to say that it's God related. Also, God using people. He could send a person, a passerby, whether you're by train, plane, or car, whether you're in the grocery store, thrift store, church, hospital. It could be a nurse coming to speak to you. It could be a doctor coming to you. It could be the old lady sitting at the bus stop. It could be at the job you're at. It could be someone pulling you to the side and saying, hey, and them giving you the message. Also, it could be your friends that know you, that they've been in, or they've been in acquaintance with you enough to see that you are operating out of fear, or teachers to remind you of your gifting, of your calling. So that is how I realized that I was afraid. And being afraid and realizing it will put you into the place of, I got to do something about it. But before I go any further, that'll probably be like the next episode or a couple episodes from this one. And any mistakes that I make through speaking with you all today in this podcast, I made it a thing for myself that I am not going to edit it out. I am not going to let fear stop me from doing what I'm called to do. Moving on to the next part. What does God say about fear? For those of you that are experiencing fear as we speak, those of you that have experienced fear, or those of you that will experience fear, and you probably don't have a mentor around or no one to tell you about, what's to come or what to expect. Well, I need you to know to brace yourselves by paying attention to the words of these scriptures. Grab yourself a Bible, a hard copy, ebook version of it, Kindle version of it, a YouTube, YouVersion Bible app or your Bible app of choice. But these are the scriptures that I'm going to read out to you right now, and these are for you to use for further resource after the podcast. Psalm 23:4 says, "Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me." So even in your darkest moment, whatever that is for you, you are instructed to not be afraid, for you are not alone because God will be there to comfort you. Psalm 27:1 says, "The Lord is my light and my salvation, whom shall I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life, of whom shall I be afraid?" So God is letting you know that if He is your light and your salvation, why should you be afraid? He is the stronghold of your life. So why should you be afraid of anyone or anything? Keep that in mind. And there's instructions which we'll go over next episodes. Psalm 34:4 says, "He delivered me from my fears." The only way you're going to be delivered is if you're in relationship with Christ and you realize that you have fears and you take it to God. So whatever fears you have, whether it be phobia, such as heights, spiders, snakes, people speaking in front of people, or anything else, take it to God and let Him deliver you from them. Psalm 46:1 says, "God is our refuge and strength and ever-present help in trouble." So those of you who encounter trouble, no matter what title you give the trouble, no matter where it is and who it's with, no matter the location, logistics, whichever way you want to term it, God is your ever-present help. He is your refuge and your strength. If He is your refuge and your strength, He will ever be present in your trouble. Psalm 56:3 says, "When I am afraid, I put my trust in you." When you find yourself, whether it's physically or spiritually, being afraid, put your trust in God and He will see you through. But the action requires you to put your trust in Him. Isaiah 41:10, "Do not fear, I am with you." This is a verse that's often used to remind people that God will give them the strength to fight anxiety, fear, or any situation that you are dealing with. Remember, do not fear. He is with you. You have to meditate on His word. You have to remember. So remind yourself of these scriptures. Moving along, 1 John 4:18. "There is no fear in love, but perfect love drives out fear, because fear has to do with punishment." Okay, briefly, if you're walking in love in regards to loving yourself, or you're operating out of love, then there should be no fear in it. Do not be afraid to walk in what you're doing. If you love it, if you love yourself to know that God has called you to do that thing that is positive, not negative, towards someone or for someone, then you should walk in love with it. And that should help you to remove fear, because fear has to do with punishment. And when I talked to you all earlier about how I felt fear, how I know fear, I knew it because fear also likes to punish you physically or spiritually. So if you walk in love, there shall be no fear. And these scriptures take practice, because you have to apply it. It's not magic. You have to walk it out, talk it out, dream it out, spiritualize it out. Last but not least, 2 Timothy 1:7. "For God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind." Wow. God did not give you a spirit of fear. Yes, you may be afraid at certain times, but it shouldn't be ongoing to where it's now crippling you. Yes, it's okay to be nervous. Yes, it's okay to get butterflies and have anxiety for a second, but you should not be to where it's consistently affecting what you are supposed to be doing also in living your life out. You cannot live your life fully if you're operating out of fear. It did not come from God. Yes, He gave us emotions to indicate to us something good or something bad is taking place so you can address it. So if you realize that you have fear, make sure that you meditate on these words. He said He did not give you a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and a sound mind. So, a quick recap. The acronym for fear is the false evidence appearing real. And we know that if we meditate on fear too much, now it becomes false. Now we start making up stuff. Now things start coming towards you. The same way you would say attract energy or manifestation. If you dwell on fear too much, you're going to eat, breathe, and live it. And that's not what you want if you are called to do something. You don't want false in your life if you are supposed to be living it out to the fullest. How do you know fear? I know fear from being in relationship with it, from encountering it. What did it feel like? Stomach pains, like knots in the stomach, my chest racing, feeling of doom and dread. Also, it became a punishment. It transpired as a form of punishment because now it's like, okay, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to offend anybody's feelings because they're going to hate me or they're going to isolate me. They're not going to be my friend or I'm going to get canceled, like as in cancel culture. And then the demonic attacks. The demonic attacks when you go to sleep at night, you're not on drugs, you're not drinking, and you're having things happen to you. And then you realize it was part of your spiritual life as well. Realizing I was afraid, that came about through the dreams that I was having, turned into nightmares, things popping up in the dreams that I was never thinking about, not doing anything about the dreams throughout the day to cancel it out. As time passed, wondering about my own life and saying, well, why didn't that happen for me? And looking back over and realizing that there was fear. Social media bringing up messages to remind me that I'm operating in fear or that reminding me of what I was supposed to do, as well as God using others to speak to me, be it the DJ on the radio station, be it someone in the grocery store, be it the cashier, be it a student. Friends and teachers reminding me of my worth, reminding me that I'm operating out of fear. And then to close, we wrapped up with a few scriptures to help you ease your way through dealing with fear. Or if you've dealt with fear in the past, now you are aware of the scriptures that you can use to combat fear. Remember, fear's tactics are to cripple you, to keep you from being the best version of you, to keep you feeling in a negative state. And that's where we want to move from. And for some people, it may take time, but the sooner you do things to address it, then you can be where I'm at a lot sooner. So this is your girl signing off on the ones and twos. Thank you so much, and it's been a wonderful episode. So I look forward to chit-chatting with you all next time. Until then, we are not going to operate out of fear because God did not give us that spirit, but one of a love and a sound mind. It's been so much fun. It's your girl signing off on the ones and twos, but not without him. You're going to have to choose. So seek his kingdom first, and all things shall be added unto you. I ain't nothing without you, Abba. Mic check, mic check.